district. But tonight, we're looking at the chances. We're looking at the peace accord. We're looking at what has happened before and what will impact what will happen on Saturday. I have two gladiators in their own right in Edo State, from the APC and from the PDP. The man they call Rice Man, a former governorship aspirant, a member of the PDP, Mr. Kenneth Imaswagbon. Thank you so much, Mr. Imaswagbon, for joining us tonight.
Glad to be here, sir.
And also I have a very experienced politician, a former member, a former lawmaker, Honorable Patrick Iyakale. Thank you so much for coming tonight on the program, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Shil. It's nice to be with you today.
So, gentlemen, interestingly, both of you are from the same senatorial district. It doesn't look like your senatorial district is going to be another battleground this time around. But let's look at it on the issue of the peace accord, the intervention of the Oba of Benin, what we saw yesterday by the National Peace Committee, and what we are hearing on the ground. Do you think that peace accord is going to work? Let me start with you.
Thank you, Sheon, again. Thank you so much. I must say thank you to the revered Oba. It's our Oba. We're proud of him. The timing was perfect. He spoke like the father that he is, and he read the Royal Act. And of course, General Abdul Salami Abubakar, thank you, General Abdul Salami. You're a true Nigerian. Thank you for caring. Thank you for sharing your thoughts of peace. The only way for the country to go, and I don't like to go on Saturday, is for us to be peaceful. There's no other alternative. Nothing but peace. I appeal to APC, though, that APC must let down their violent manner, their intimidation manner. They must know that Saturday is not about the Godfathers. I listened to Oshomole.
When you say they are in, because, of course, there's a member of the APC here.
Yeah, he will reply.
No, I'm saying, I mean, you need to clarify when you say that violent manner.
Yeah, of course, we know APC. We know the threats now. We are aware, especially in my senatorial, that APC, they have circled around Isha, saying that they will slow down PDP victory by attacking us. But my question will be this. Since 1999, in the history of politics, we had governor 41 years ago from Esaland. So on Saturday, I expect no Esaman, plus my friend and brother Patrick Iyakale seated there. I don't expect him to vote for APC, because what is at stake on Saturday for the Ishans will be the Esa agenda embedded in the victory of performing Obaseki, Governor Obaseki, who is sure to have what we call 4+4 Togba. Obaseki will be back because he has performed. The victory is going to come from Esa land. And I'm happy. Let me say quickly, thank you, Mr. President. And I must say especially thank you to the IG. I read in the papers that 31,000 Sheon police will be on duty. And I've been in Benin for the past 2 months now. I've seen in the past 3-4 days, I've seen DIG Layer police or the IG Adamu. For the first time, I think if they do well, if they don't compromise, if they are professional, if they are true Nigerians, if they defend the oath of their office, yes, we will have a free and fair election.
Let me allow Honorable Iyakale to come in. I mean, when he said that you heard the statement he made, but in the light of the peace accord and the National Peace Committee, what we saw the Oba of Benin, I'd like you to react to what he said about your party.
Thank you very much. Hallucination doesn't cost anything. Anybody can hallucinate. It's just like people living in a dream world. For the time we are, I would want to say that my friend and brother has just spoken from what you call midsummer night dream. I'm sure he must be dreaming in a world of his own to have told the world that he's sure that I will not vote for my party, APC, I will vote for his party. That's why I say hallucination. You're free to hallucinate. I believe he was just hallucinating and having a midsummer night dream while we're here. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. And the point he has just made to the effect that, it's some people where we are from the same senatorial district, talking about this Nigeria he just mentioned, we have all agreed in this land that that is, to say the least, most unrealistic permutation, and even those who, like himself, saying he does not believe in the concept of what he just said. Otherwise, he was supposed to be a gubernatorial candidate in this election. The premise on which two of them, himself and another gubernatorial candidate, as they were at that time, we are cajoling, trying to make a point that doesn't exist on the fact that some people will vote them because there are some people. But this is the game of politics. As we all know, the facts are there on ground to show whether or not the some people are with them or not. As an APC member and as an ASA man, I can clearly say to you, without sense of authority, without fear of favor, without contradiction of any kind, that statement has no bearing, whether political or social gathering. The man he just talked about, we had a very clear opportunity for us to be able to say to the world that even what they were bragging with, try to deceive the people, never exists anywhere. All through the campaign, the Governor Obaseki was in Nation land for almost a week, and they were busy begging him to make a pronouncement to that effect, which is to say that Obaseki will hand over to some person if he has the wherewithal, which of course he doesn't have. He never did, because he knows that that does not exist. So we have gone beyond that. It is too late in the day to make that kind of assumption, pretending to say you want to make that, to make some people think that they will be with you. They have come to the realization that that was scam of the highest order. It is not in your agenda, and it's not in anybody's agenda. And it's of common knowledge today in Asian land that Asian land has been sold by some people to naira, dollar, value equivalent in the last 3 months or thereabout. So that concept no longer exists. And I can assure you, Sheung, that we are upbeat, we are prepared for the election, and we have the people on ground. He just said he's been Benin for the past 2 months. I have been in Islam for the past 4 months. And the Asian people is talking about, it's Asian land. I've been in Islam for the past 4 months, campaigning. And I know, I've gone around the entire Central District. Like if you bother to know, I'm the Director General of Edo Central District for Pastor Osaje Izayamu's
Does President Klein favor the Asian people?
Favor the people in what sense?
The candidate.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the point I'm making. That is the point I'm making, that the candidate of APC stands a very, very good chance than ever in clearing the vote in this land, because of the fact that people like us, like you already said, I have contested elections on 2 occasions. And with me, he will attest to that without being modest. I have never lost any election. And we have what it takes to get our people on board. And everywhere we have gone to, it has been, glorious song. That with you, we are well pleased. And Pastor Ezeyamu, who is the candidate of APC, has shown the what we call political sagacity of some sort, and overwhelming evidence everywhere to show that this is a man that has the capacity and the wherewithal to take over the affairs of this state come September 19th, which is just a few days from now.
Yeah, in the next couple of minutes, we look at some of the issues. Good. Why the people of Edo State will go and vote. The reasons why they need to go and vote. It's the economy, it's on the issue of security. But before then, let me get reactions on perhaps one thing that the leader of the APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the former governor of Lagos State, said. He said, do not, in his own words, do not vote for Governor Obaseki because he's not a Democrat. What does that mean for your party, the PDP? And do you think that has any weight for the people of Edo State?
Going forward, Saturday will be a referendum against the Godfathers. Edo is not Lagos. Ahmed Bola Tinubu will be beaten, Oshomole will be beaten. This is the final gathering of the good people of Edo State versus the very few Godfathers. The battle between the people and the Godfathers, the good and the bad, light and darkness, those who have looted the treasury of Nigeria, from Lagos to Edo State over the years. Edo people were willing and ready to defeat the Godfather. This is a final onslaught. This is freedom and liberation. If you walk through the streets of Edo State, this vote for Saturday is a self-determination of the voters.
Because when Bola Tinubu said, don't vote Godwin Obaseki, he's not a Democrat, he's not one of us, he's a dictator. How do you react to that?
It's laughable. Tinubu must know that we are now in 1999. I listen to Oshomole. All the tricks have failed. They are now gasping for breath. I can tell you that by Saturday, it will be over for the Godfathers. We must.
Who are the Godfathers?
Of course, leading the charge is Tinubu. Tinubu knows that he will be defeated. All their tricks are over. Shomole kneeling down, begging everybody. We've made up our mind now that for APC, it is finished. Now, for PDP, Obaseki represents a new generation, a performing governor. Okay, change quickly. Oshomole had 2 tenure. Lucky Benediction had 2 tenure. Why will Obaseki not have 2 tenure? Right. Look at the mass quickly. Ishan will go one way for Obaseki. He's the one hallucinating.
All right.
He flew our ticket. Under PDP, Patrick went to the House of Assembly, National Assembly.
All right, we need to take a breather.
So
just a moment.
If there's anybody
just
else,
a moment, Mr. Maswagbo, just a moment. We'll find out, because as far as I know, these 2 men are talking to me. We don't know who is hallucinating, but these are the language of politicians. So we'll take a break, but when we come back,
wait a minute.
no, we need to take a break.
Okay, that's
Honorable
fine.
I will get your reaction to what he said.
Yeah, that's true.
And when we come back, more on these issues ahead of Saturday. It's getting interesting and hotter in this studio right here, everyone. We'll be right back.
No kind of arms by persons, groups, or outfits by whatever name will be allowed. We want to sound a note of warning to would-be miscreants and other political thugs who might be holding clandestine or nocturnal meetings to foment trouble with the motive to disrupt the election and scuttle the democratic process, to desist from such acts in their own interest, as the arm of the law will certainly catch up with them.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us right here from our Benin City studio in Edo State, where we're monitoring for you the Saturday election. There are so many activities, and the politicians are talking tough. Between today and tomorrow, that's the only day, 2 days left for the politicians to campaign and to sell themselves to the voters. So we're talking about the opportunities, the chances, and the reasons why voters should go out on Saturday to vote for any of these candidates. Well, members of the APC and the PDP are talking tonight to me, Honorable Patrick Ekariale, apologies, Honorable Patrick Ekariale, a chieftain of the APC. Thank you so much indeed for coming tonight.
Thank you once
again. And Mr. Kenneth Maswagbo, a governorship aspirant in the PDP. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming tonight. Let me, just in 30 seconds, if you may land on your thought, I'll allow Honorable Kariale to react to you, what you were saying.
Yeah, I was saying, look, we've made up our mind. The DJ is here. Oshomole and the Godfather from Lagos will be defeated. He is the one dreaming, daydreaming. He represented us under the umbrella. But because he's a cheap-minded human being, he left for APC. Well, I don't want to join wars with my brother Ekariale anyway, because Saturday will be here. If the election is free and fair, we will win APC 80-20. Ekariale knows that. Can he go home and ask our people to wait for another 8 years before we take our turn after 41 years? Ekariale, I mean, can you go home tell your people that?
Well, if you are not the moderator, let me take you on from this point of view.
Yes, please do.
First and foremost, if you say that I'm the one that dreaming, I said you're hallucinating, and heaven knows and everybody knows that you are not better than a dog that goes back to his vomit. It is true that I represented the people of my constituency under the platform of PDP years ago, and that doesn't mean anything to me today, and the facts are clear, you know that. So if anybody has to be taken in that light, you are the one that goes back to your vomit like the dog does. You know too well that you have contested IPC on several occasions, and with maximum defeat, you go back and forth. I will not be surprised if you come back to us in the next, after the election. But having said that, let me address the issue of what the very respected national leader of the party, Ahmed Tinubu, said about Governor Obaseki not being a Democrat. There's no better way to put it than that, indeed. He's not a Democrat, and I can tell you this from empirical analysis. What is the beginning of the issues? Obaseki represents that, what Shakespeare said, it is safer to be that which you destroy than by destruction you dwell in a doubtful joy. Obaseki has shown that in every sense of the word, he's not a Democrat. History will not forgive him for the role he played in the primaries of October 2019 elections. It's on record that Obaseki, in a Gestapo manner, never allowed primaries. I was the victim of that exercise. Everybody in my senatorial district, he knows it, insisted, this is the candidate of our choice. He never allowed for 1 week. He did, in fact, the funny thing is that he tried to play victim, whereas he's the villain. He's highly dictatorial. He's a fascist. Unfortunately, he finds himself in a regime that is supposed to be a constitutional democracy. This is exactly what the national leader of the party did say, that he has no place in a constitutional democracy because he has never acted, he has never believed, he has never said anything that will show that he is a person that can be trusted with democratic value. He does not have that the tendencies, the tenets are not there. He's just somebody that behaves like a bull in a China shop, that's highly undemocratic. Yeah. We are here to say that that statement that is not a Democrat is very apt. There's no better way to describe it. This is democracy.
I will not be surprised.
The election of 19th of September, there's election of 19th of September is a democratic process. So it should be left for Democrats to decide who their candidate is. Hey, there are rules of engagement.
Yes, I have the right.
I said there are rules of engagement. You don't have the right of reply until you have it.
No, but I
you don't have it until you have it.
Just a moment. Let me allow you to land on that.
We should be very civil here.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
It's representing what the PDP he belongs to. That is the attitude they exhibit everywhere. We are in the studio here. You had your time.
Just a moment, Mr. Martin.
You just conduct yourself in a way.
You use the word you are a dog. You use the word dog.
You are the dog that goes back to vomit.
You are a dog because you want to be looters. You know, you
are telling me that I cannot go to my, I can't go to Israel.
You cannot. In Opoji,
have you slept your village last time?
Opoji, where you are from, are there no guns now in your bedroom?
In the last 12 years,
are there no guns? Let the police go and search your house in Opoji. We have security report about you.
About who?
About you, Patrick. But the mayhem you want to unleash on Isha people.
Don't you forget, you are on the national television.
Sure, in Opoji, we have reports of what you and few others in Opoji. What you are planning against Isha people.
That is synonymous with you. That is synonymous
you must be the dog.
You people know.
You are the dog.
Between you and me,
you are the dog.
You are the terrorist of our time.
You are the dog. You are not even a dog.
Your village.
We will defeat you at Tinubu and Osomole.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry that you have degenerated so low.
Mr. Masu,
if you go low,
gentlemen, can we, all right, gentlemen, can we calm down? Can we calm down, gentlemen? Just a moment, gentlemen, can we calm down? Can we calm down, please? Just a moment, Hold on, gentlemen. We'll take a break. Let's take a break. When we come back, we hope that the temperature will have simmered. We'll be right back, everyone.
The NVC is in Edo today to support this process, not just for the signing of the peace accord by all candidates, but also to encourage you all to accept the outcome of the elections, no matter the result. At this junction, let me thank His Royal Majesty for the role he played when the tension was at its peak. I congratulate His Royal Majesty and all those participants who abided by his call to bring peace to Edo State. Your Excellencies, the participants and contestants, by agreeing to sign this covenant of peace, all of you, and I mean all of you, are committing yourselves to ensure an enduring peace in Nigeria and Edo State before, during, and after the elections, and agreeing to look beyond short-term electoral gain, sectorial interest, or narrow party advantage, and accepting to focus on nothing but the upward development of Edo State.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. The atmosphere and the temperature in this room is being one that became very unbearable at some point. But, well, in politics, brothers can even disagree. That's what we saw earlier on. But let's round up the conversation now tonight. And let me ask the two gentlemen in just about 30 seconds each, what would you say is the one thing that should make Edo voters vote for your candidate? Perhaps I should start with you, Mr. Emaswagbo.
Well, Saturday is a day where Edo people will have to decide between a man who has stood on the side of the people. Obaseki is on the side of the people. He has said, no, I'm not going to give Edo State money to looters. I would rather do roads, a performing governor who has worked very well. He has built school. He's got Edo Best. He's built hospitals. He's been able to pay pensioners as at when due. He's been able to help agricultural system. Saturday, fellow Edo people, I appeal to you, to your conscience. These people, they don't waka come again. Don't allow them to deceive you. Vote Obaseki because Obaseki will guarantee your future.
Yeah.
You, the son of a shoe shiner. You, the son of a Gary seller.
All right, Mr. Obaseki. Thank you so much. Honorable Kariale, why do you think people should vote for your candidate?
Clearly, my candidate has come up with a very clear, simple, what you call simple agenda that is of common knowledge to everybody today. And I'm happy to say that with a simple agenda, Edo people know that their fate and their destiny will be better off than what we have at the moment. Like you just mentioned, there's no school anywhere that has been built in the last 4 years. No hospital has been built in the last 4 years. No roads have been built in the last 4 years by the Edo State government. No teachers have been employed since this regime came into existence. And the so-called Edo Best is the greatest sham that we can ever think of. Because you cannot have Edo Best in terms of school where you have buildings without teachers. And the world has been told that our children are now into e-learning. There is no form of e-learning in Edo State. It's the greatest sham. It's a deceit. And we are saying our people have come to the realization that it was an error to have voted this person, and our candidate is coming with the simple agenda. He will provide all the necessities as much as possible to the Edo people. And that is why we are happy that Edo people are with us. By Saturday, Saturday, we'll get the best out of the people.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Honorable Patrick Ekariale, chieftain of the APC, and Mr. Kenneth Emaswagbo. Interestingly, two Asian men who have disagreed on the different party lines. But tonight, I'd like you to, at the end of the show, to shake hands and, resolve the differences we had on this show. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. My pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much.